First time in 26 years. They waited a long time.
Yeah, very happy for Cleveland. That's great.
I am too. I am too. With just 9 days left in his presidency, Donald Trump faces becoming the first American president in history to be impeached for a second time. Today, the House of Representatives is expected to introduce this resolution. It calls on Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Donald Trump from office. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that if the resolution fails to get unanimous consent in Congress, the House will vote on it tomorrow. In an interview with 60 Minutes last night, she lashed out at Donald Trump for his rhetoric that helped fuel last week's Capitol assault.
Is anybody running the executive branch of the government? Who is running the executive branch?
Well, sadly, the person who's running the executive branch is a deranged, unhinged, dangerous president of the United States. And only a number of days until we can be protected from him. But he has done something so serious that there should be prosecution against him.
If Vice President Pence chooses not to invoke the 25th Amendment, Pelosi says the House will introduce this article of impeachment as early as Wednesday. It charges the president with incitement of insurrection related to last week's riots.
And we're joined now by Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff of California. He is chair of the House Intelligence Committee and, of course, was one of the House managers during last year's impeachment trial. Congressman, good morning to you. I think it was a quieter than usual weekend if you're in the news business or politics because the president was unable to tweet. He has only 9 days left now in office. And I gather you don't have the votes in the Senate to actually convict him and get him out of office. So is the impeachment effort in the House really kind of a marker for history?
No, I think it's much more than that. And I don't know where the votes are in the Senate, but I do know where the votes are in the House. And in the House, we feel that this man is a danger every day he remains in office, and that we need to do our constitutional responsibility to protect the country. And that means if the president doesn't resign, as he should, that's the best thing for the country. But then this president has rarely done what's best for the country. And the vice president doesn't do his job and invoke the 25th Amendment, then we're going to have to do ours and impeach him. And I think we should move to try the case and convict him and remove him from office as soon as possible.
And if you go forward with it and you're not sure about the Senate, are you concerned that the move could tie up or overwhelm President-elect Biden's agenda in those first 100 days because everyone will be talking about the trial?
Well, my feeling is if we impeach him this week, that it should be immediately transmitted to the Senate, and we should try the case as soon as possible. Mitch McConnell has demonstrated when it comes to jamming Supreme Court justices through the Congress, he can move with great alacrity when he wants to. And if he chooses not to, if he chooses to delay, or if some of those that were supporting this challenge to the electors, this baseless challenge, object to moving forward, then it's on them what this president may do between now and Inauguration Day. But I don't want that on my conscience. So
assuming, unless we hear otherwise, that Mitch McConnell would not bring this to a vote in the Senate for the reasons that you point out, do you agree with Representative Clyburn's suggestion that you could hold the articles in the House for 100 days or more, given the Biden administration a head start before all this impeachment stuff comes to the table?
Well, ultimately, that will be a decision our caucus will make. From my point of view, we need to move forward with alacrity. And for me, the most important thing is to remove the danger. And that means moving forward with the trial as soon as possible. Now, once he's out of office, that changes the situation. But nonetheless, I think we ought to press forward with a sense of urgency.
As a former prosecutor, do you think that the president could be held criminally liable by the Justice Department and should be for the events on Wednesday, January 6th?
I think there should definitely be a criminal investigation, and the Justice Department should follow the facts wherever they lead, and that includes when they lead to the president. There is no question that in his actions in Georgia, in his actions in inciting the insurrection, that he has exposed himself to criminal liability and criminal penalties. But the Justice Department will have to research and investigate all the facts. There's a lot we don't know about what went on in the White House before that insurrectionary mob made its way up the mall towards the Capitol. that we need to find out and that the Justice Department ought to find out before making those kind of decisions.
On the question of what we don't know, since you raised it, Representative Clyburn has questioned how the protesters were able to find his unmarked office. Nancy Pelosi last night on 60 Minutes said that this was a well-planned, well-organized group. And without taking away from the heroism and the courage of most Capitol Hill police, are you concerned or have you seen evidence that there could be some element here that is an inside job, for lack of a better term?
Well, I don't want to leap to any conclusions, but certainly watching the video footage of what took place, we saw Capitol Police officers act with great bravery, and we saw others engage in what looked like very questionable conduct. There needs to be a full investigation of what went so wrong in terms of security at the Capitol. I know for my part, the Intelligence Committee will be looking at the intelligence issues. That is, what did we know before about the danger to the Capitol, and what intelligence went missing or what failed in terms of the intelligence gathering process and coordination with law enforcement.
If you could, in our final 30 seconds here, Congressman, do you feel confident that the inauguration itself will be safe?
I do. You know, I think that there certainly may be violence, but I have to imagine, hope, and pray that this time the Capitol Police, the National Guard, will be prepared, will understand the risks. But again, this is part of the reason we need to move with alacrity on impeachment. There's certainly a danger that the president will continue to incite his followers to further violent activity aimed at stopping the peaceful transition of power.
All right, Congressman Adam Schiff, thank you very much. We appreciate it.